Hi, everybody. Dan DeFedericis from Saratoga Report on a pretty nice Thursday afternoon. I'm here with an old friend, George Hanna. He's a business teacher at Saratoga Central Catholic School, Spa Catholic. George, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Dan. Good to see you again. Good to talk to you. Good to hear from you again. Happy spring. I hope the winter weather is over and everybody can look forward to summertime and nicer weather.
Oh yeah, it's been a long winter up until about yesterday. I think it's just been cold, and we had snow on what was that, Monday or Tuesday.
We get
Well, enough of that. Hey, listen, you did a pretty exciting thing with some of the upperclassmen and upperclassmen and women at Saratoga Central Catholic, Spa Catholic. You led the is it VITA or VITA, the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program.
It's
That's
the VITA
pretty.
program,
Yeah.
Dan, and you are correct. Yeah, so it's the VITA program, and that's Volunteer Income Tax Assistant Program. And what we do is as I said in many earlier um, discussions with you on here, that we get students certified by the IRS to complete tax returns for people in the community. It's a wonderful program, and to be fortunate enough that Spa Catholic has it because we're one out of 120 schools in the entire country to even offer the program. So we're very fortunate for that, and it was a very busy season.
Now, what I want to do is pretty busy and successful, right? And we want to talk about
Busy
that in a
and
minute. But I
very
just want to
successful.
briefly
Yes.
go over it. You and the students, or the students, which is pretty significant that they're doing tax returns. They're for an 11th or 12th grader, that back in my day that would have been very complicated. These kids seem to handle it with a palm, I should say. And You were successful on it, but so you had some income guidelines, limitations, and so forth. Briefly go over who was eligible and so forth.
Absolutely. So anybody who makes 69,000 a year or under, anyone who takes a standard deduction, anybody who has pretty much what we call a cut and dry tax return, majority of people that applies to, as the majority of people just take the standard deduction due to the fact that it's so high now. People who are not itemizing, people who don't have rental property, who don't have businesses, people who just have basic tax returns that don't want to pay hundreds and hundreds of dollars to a CPA to get their taxes done for something that can be done in under an hour. And that's really where our clientele is as well. We also offer services for people who are not English speaking. So people who are Spanish speaking, we take care of a lot of their taxes as well because of the language barrier. We offer wonderful translators and interpreters for helping people. We also deal with a lot of senior citizens returns, Social Security, state pensions, things like that. So pretty much people who don't have complex tax returns, we're the ones that tend to handle them. That's what a VITA site is for.
And you see that with Spa Catholic and the Catholic schools in general, the giving to the community, like
Mhm.
an arc in so many ways, right? This is just one corner of it. Pretty neat thing, actually. But it's just the Spa Catholic students, the Catholic students from all the schools, they're just giving to the community in the Catholic tradition, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the VITA program is one of the many ways that Spa Catholic gives back to the community right here in Saratoga. We've done a ton of fundraisers where we would do dress down days and donate the money to a cause of cancer research, et cetera, a local family in need. So we've done a lot of things, but the VITA program is interesting because it allows the students to get that hands-on real world experience, and it allows them to feel a lot more connected to the people they're giving their time and their effort to.
That's great. Let's talk about the success. You've got some numbers and some data for us, don't you?
I do. I have a ton, and it's all good. It's all good data. It's incredible data. It has shocked myself and many people in the SEC community. I don't think people realize the impact of all this. So, if you have that statistic, feel free to pull that up. I'd love to talk a little bit about that. As you can see up top, we have the aggregates or the totals. The first one I'd like to go over with real quick is total economic impact on the community. There's an economic formula that allows me to compute all these statistics, and it deals with something called marginal propensity to consume. But that's something else that the kids would know. Those are the students who took economics. That basically shows us the amount of money that is being put back into the local economy, and it's really incredible to see that number. To think that these students help put over $300,000 back in the local economy. Really incredible. That's a real big number. Another incredible number, if you look down right below it in the next column, is the total amount of clients. We had 145 clients come through that door, and out of that 145 clients, all right, 93 of them had dependents, which is absolutely incredible. And that equated into $226,995 in total refunds, which is absolutely astonishing. And the largest refund we saw was $11,888, which that made somebody very happy.
I would think so.
They were very excited. Rent was getting paid, food was getting put on the table, kids were getting clothes, tires were put on the car. A lot less stress put on that family due to that large refund that they rightfully deserve.
That's great. And it seems like you've had I see jumping down a little bit, average age of 46. That means you probably had some 70 somethings in there, right?
Oh, absolutely. We had one client, I believe they were almost 90 years old. We've had clients as young as 17 and 18. Average client age 46 years old. That's pretty standard for a VITA site. Adjusted gross income came in at about 37,000. So that's the real interesting thing to look at here, is that even though our income limit is at $69,000, you have to look at the client adjusted gross income, right? The average here, right? It means the average person walking through that door is making $37,000 a year. They don't need to go to a CPA. They don't need to go to H&R Block. They can come here and get their taxes done for free, And statistics have also shown that VITA sites have less than a 5% failure rate, which means you're less likely than nearly anywhere else to get your taxes done the correct way. We've corrected many tax returns from people that have come in from CPAs and all these other places where they were just pretty much rushed out the door and charged a $200, $300 bill. And the clients have been very positive with their reactions and very receptive to what we're doing. They're very excited about it, and they're excited for next year too to have that great service. Speaking of great service, average refund, we were able to secure about $2,100 in average refunds. People with children average $4,500 in refund. The average child tax credit was $2,000. Average earned income credit, we came in at around $1,500. We talk about going to a CPA and going to somewhere to get their taxes done. You look at the statistics here, on average, the prep fees saved, we came in roughly about $51,000. And that's incredible because the students put in almost 800 hours of volunteer service. And when you look at those numbers, it's just absolutely incredible for a first year VITA program. It really is.
That is, and I can validate those numbers for you. I went into a well-known national tax preparer. I ended up walking out. They wanted, now granted, mine are a little complicated.
Mine are complicated. Mine are as well.
They wanted over $900 for what would amount to an hour's worth of work at best.
Yeah.
And I was indignant. I was like, I really can't believe you want to charge me this much for a few forms.
Yeah.
A few Schedule C's is what it was, what brought it up.
Yeah.
And so I have no doubt that in fact, you may have underestimated the tax fee saved, because they're high even for simple returns.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And again, this is a wonderful option for a lot of people who don't have the funds or may not want to pay $300 or $400 out of pocket to get their taxes done. You also have to understand too, if you look at the average refund coming in at $2,100 roughly, all right, if you have to take $500 away from that so you can now pay the CPA or the tax service, that's a good portion of that refund now just being taken away from you. So you don't have that extra $500. Yes. That extra $500 could be the difference between making next month's rent or not, depending on your situation.
Like any industry, you've got your good actors and your bad actors. And by and large, most of them, I would say, are good actors, especially the CPAs, I think. But there is a little bit of a predatory feeling with some of the companies with the tax day loans at an ungodly rate. So good for you for saving them money. Now, where do these people come from, George? Is it all Saratoga Springs, or where are these people coming to get their taxes done from?
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. You're 100% correct. As far as where they're coming from all over the capital region. And if you don't believe me, take a look at this map here. Our site is located at 62 Hamilton Street in Saratoga, which is right behind St. Peter's Church. So on the map here, you can see that's just a little bit north of Ballston Spa in Saratoga. So yes, we have a lot of people coming from that area. But if you can stretch that map out a little bit, you'll notice that we have people coming all the way from Gloversville and Johnstown. We have people coming from all the way out near the Vermont border. I've had one client, they came in from Catskill. It doesn't show it on the map, but I have it in front of me. I can always give that to you if I can see if I can post that. I've had another one come from Petersburg, which is way out near where I believe it's like New York, Vermont, Massachusetts meet. So I've had clients from all over. Now, the reason for this in our surveys that we hand out to our clients is that they like the easy accessibility. They like that we have Spanish interpreters. They like that it is a safe area to go to. And they also like the fact that we have ample parking. Believe it or not, a lot of these VITA sites, they don't have ample parking and they're not on bus lines. So this is a way for us to get clients in the door by having a good location. We also take a lot of clients from up north, northern Warren County, Lake George, Warrensburg, South Glens Falls, I believe Queensbury, whichever. I think it's Queensbury, South Glens Falls. It's Warren County too. So we take a lot of clients from up there as well. And again, a lot of it has to do with easy to get to. They're happy with our service. We have Spanish interpreters. I think we had 5 or 6 Spanish interpreters this year. One of them actually being a senior right at Spa Catholic as well.
That's great. You get that much more real life experience for that person.
Absolutely.
That person, to help people with their taxes and interpret and use their foreign language skills.
Absolutely.
George, this is awesome. Now, does this? I take it this gets put on. This gets stopped, or you don't need to do this again until next January, February, right? Is that correct?
Correct. So what's going to happen now is these statistics are obviously for this year. Tax season is over with. There still are people that have not filed, or they filed for what's called an extension, and they'll have I believe till October. It's October 15th, I think, to file their taxes. But as far as next year goes, and next year's VITA season at Spa Catholic, the same thing is going to happen next year that happened this year. And what that's going to be is, come January, our students are going to get certified by the IRS once again. They're going to pass a basic exam. They're going to pass an intake exam. They're going to pass a tax law exam and a software exam. Once they pass and complete those with an 80 or higher, then they'll be allowed to complete tax returns. And we'll be doing tax returns next year right up until, April 15th. And that's going to be a wonderful time as well. And we hope to double, possibly triple these numbers next year.
Now, let me ask you about these statistics. Do you have goals next year to surpass these numbers?
We do, absolutely.
Or is it just you help who shows up through the door, and you're not worried about them?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we want to help everybody. That's obviously the goal of this program, for the kids to help everybody and to get as much money back into the economy for people and money in their pockets as well. But we would like to beat that 145 number next year. Personally, I'd like to see it closer to 200. Obviously, we're never satisfied with the numbers. We always want to see them higher and higher. But more the merrier, as I say.
Excellent. And folks, you may know this, that I have a daughter that goes to Saratoga Central Catholic. This is a great school. They are taking applications for next year for middle or high school students. You can do a tour of the school, the parents and the child, or the child alone can do a shadow tour through the school with a current student of the same grade. They spend the entire day with that student to kind of see what a day in the life of a Spa Catholic student is. If you're interested in either the tour or the shadow tour, 587-7070, or you can email the SEC admissions. And this VITA program is yet another example of it's not just math and science and so forth. It is serving your community, serving your fellow humans, and what a great example this VITA program is, George. Thank you again for joining us, and thank you for doing what you led the students, and the students did a lot of the work. I recognize that. I want to thank the students as well, but thank you to you for being here and for initiating this program at Spa Catholic.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. And honestly, it was all the students. Without the students, these numbers, these statistics would not be possible. So thank you to the seniors and juniors that participated in this. They did an incredible, incredible job.
Terrific. Thanks, George. We'll have you on again.
All right, Dan, looking forward to talking to you another time. Have a great rest of your evening.
Thanks. You too.
Bye-bye.